For the swatches, I'll be doing each column of eyeshadow since they are a theme. So you'll see a green column, a pink column, and a blue column. So I'm going to swatch 4 different sets of 3. And for reference, I am swatching these over a very light layer of primer using my Kat Von D Shade and Light eyeshadow brush. So the first eyeshadow up is this yellow gold shade. It's more of a vintage gold. It's definitely more of a yellow marigold shade. It's a little bit sheer in color payoff. It doesn't really build up to an intense frosty or metallic shade. Then next we have this orangey copper shade, which has more of a metallic intense color payoff. And next we have this cranberry burnt red shade. This one does take some building up, but it also builds up to a nice frosty metallic finish. Moving on to the greens, the first up is this neon lime green shade. It's a very pale green shade. It has decent color payoff, but it's not the most intense. But you can definitely build it up to get more color pigmentation. Then we have more of a medium toned shimmery lime green with a lot of gold undertone to it. This one has decent color payoff in one swipe, and you can build it up to get more color payoff and pigmentation, and it's a beautiful shimmery lime green shade. Then we have this deep seafoam green shade. It is more of a dirty green than a true grass green shade. It is almost leaning towards a teal green shade. It has pretty decent color payoff, but it's not a high shine frosty finish. Moving on to the pink column, we have this light cotton candy pink with sheer pigmentation. You can build it up, but it's still gonna have a pretty sheer color payoff, but it's a light cotton candy pink. Then we have this medium tone bright magenta pink shade. Again, with sheer pigmentation, you do have to build this one up to get a good color payoff, and it's not a highly metallic or frosty sheen. And then last up for the pinks, we have this deep purpley toned rose shade. Again, you do have to build it up to get good pigmentation, and it's not a highly frosted finish. I think the pinks are a little bit more wearable because they're not in your face bright and intense. For the final shades, we have this medium toned silver shade. It's not a highly metallic sheen. It actually is a very wearable silver shade. Next, we have this medium toned sky blue shade. This one again has a little bit more of a sheer pigmentation, so you do have to build that up. But as you build it up, it does apply smoothly and has decent color payoff. And then last up, we have this deep sea blue. It's not deep enough to be considered a navy, it's more of an ocean blue. And this one is a little bit more sheer in pigmentation. You do have to build it up, but it doesn't give you full opacity or great color payoff. So here are all 12 colors swatched on my arm. About half of these shades have really good color payoff, really great pigmentation, and then the other half it's more sheer and you do have to build it up. But for these kinds of colors, it's almost more wearable when they're a little bit more sheer and not in your face opaque in one swipe. So these colors are a little bit more wearable, a little bit more friendly for those who want to venture into color. But if you're used to great pigmentation and bam, in your face color payoff, these are a little bit different than that. They're not going to give you that full on in your face opacity that you may be used to.